But it's better than that. Not only have you got a desktop experience that you get from the desktop, so in terms of browsing, it's exactly as you'd expect it to be. And of course, moving around the web browser like this is absolutely seamless and painless, and it's brilliant, to be honest. But because it's an Android phone, there's all manner of shareability options as well. So you just press menu and you get all the different options that you want. You can add a new window, for example. So if you want to pop out, you get a new window. There's a new window. If you want to go back to the other window, well, there it is. So we go back to the other window. So that's absolutely no problem. But in terms of sharing, you get a share page. And this one web page, now obviously some of these are applications that I've downloaded. A number of them actually come installed with the phone. But what you can see is you can share this via Androidicious is a version of Delicious, so you can got social bookmarking. Share it via Bluetooth if anybody else has got a Bluetooth phone. Put it in your Dropbox if you use Dropbox, same as Evernote. Upload a link to Facebook. You've then got your Gmail messages, there's Twitter, a couple of Twitter clients there. Even post it to WordPress or Springpad. So in other words, the whole browsing experience becomes so much more integrated with everything else that you do. And it really does make a difference. If you're on the train, for example, and you find a web page that you want to read and you want to save it for later, shove it to any of the different social bookmarking services that you want to use. If you've got something you want to share to your friends, then obviously you can do that with Facebook. So many different things you can do with this. It really does make web browsing just, well, in your pocket, literally. It's absolutely brilliant. Notifications, I've just got a new email. Notifications happen while you're doing stuff. So that's absolutely no problem. I'll just come out of this. So web browsing in total then, it's just an absolute, well, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now other things that you can do with this, well, we've got the mapping application. That's another thing that is extremely good. Google released recently, just before Christmas, their version 5 of Google Maps, which is vector based. Now you can, as I'm sure you know with Google Maps, you can turn the satellite on or off. And so there we have it. Now it's vector based, which means that there's hardly any delay, and it actually you can cache the maps. But there's so much more that you can do than that. If I turn satellite back on, for example, now you can turn the map around should you wish to go a different way. You can either pinch to zoom into something, or you can double click on it, double tap rather, to zoom in. Do all things like that. It's all very nice. And as well, if you find a property, if you want to actually stalk somebody, find something that you like. If you long press on it, it'll load the address. And there's the address in this case, and I apologise if this is your house. And then it'll come details. So you can see the house, what's nearby, you can search nearby. Obviously this is very extremely useful if this is a business. And you can also go to StreetView, and this is one of the coolest features. So here is StreetView of the actual map. Double tap to zoom in like that, but that's not actually taking you to the place. You grab the little peg man down here, and wherever you place him, you'll suddenly zoom along. And you can start zooming up the road. Let's see what's up there. So, as you can see, this really is one of the coolest features, I think. I mean, if anything's going to represent the future, I think it's Street Map on your mobile phone. This is also compass based as well if you want it to be, so you can actually have it turn and move as you move. So as you move the phone, the whole Street View will move with you. And as you can see, it's so fast and seamless that it's genuinely usable. You really can find your way, well, literally around corners. So that's Google Maps. So I'll come out of there. Some other things to show you. If you're looking to share stuff, come back to that in a sec. This is Springpad. I installed Springpad. Now what I'm trying to get over across now is the way that you can actually use the Desire HD. Not just in terms of making phone calls and doing the usual stuff, but what it's like to use day to day. For example, this is Springpad. Now Springpad is a application that you can install. It's free, as all these things tend to be, which is great. You can add many different things. So if you want to add a new note, you can add a new note, or a new task, or a new business, or restaurant, or wine, or product, or book, or movie, and it will come up with other similar related things for you, so that if you're terrible like I am at remembering stuff, kind of it'll remember it for you. Now this is a bookmark, this is just a widget on my homepage from Springpad, but there's a fuller scale application that's also been downloaded on this phone. So if I wanted a bookmark, I can just I can go into the web browser as we saw before. In fact, I'll do that now. So if I just go into the web browser, let's see, what did I do with it? Let's go to a new one. So if I go back to Mobile Mentalism again, now the keyboard that I'm using here as a matter of interest is SwiftType, which is another app that you install because it's actually better than the stock Android one, and it's brilliant. When I first had the Desire HD, I was a bit worried because I was previously used to QWERTY keyboards, full physical keyboards on a phone. This one doesn't, but you have absolutely no problem. Install SwiftType, absolutely no problem. It literally guesses what you're trying to say, no matter how bad at typing you are, which is brilliant. Anyway, let's suppose I want to bookmark this in Springpad, so I'm going to go to Share Page, scroll down, there's Springpad, best mobile phones and reviews from Mobile Mentalism, obviously. I've already got that in my system, let's get for a different one. Now, what I hope to be showing you here isn't just what the actual phone is doing, but the speed at which it's doing. Imagine that this is you. Imagine that you're actually going through these procedures, that this is what you actually want to do. I mean, this is a genuine real-life thing. It would help if I actually remembered how to use a web browser, and that pressing back actually takes you back to the previous page. It's my fault, not the phone's. Anyway, so yes, I'm trying to show you what it's like to use in actual real-life circumstances. So you've gone to this page, in this case Samsung invests $38 billion to beat Nokia, as Nokia kills the N9. So now you want to share the page. Okay, so we want to share it onto Springpad. Put it anywhere I want, like I say. So go to Springpad, add this. So now adding the bookmark to your system, and it's done. Okay, now I can go into Springpad at a later date, put that somewhere else if I want to. At the moment, I go into Springpad, which is on my homepage, and there it is. There's the actual thing that I just looked at. And I can attach notes to it and various things like that. Now, what I'm hoping to get across to you is the speed at which this all works. It's absolutely seamless. There's no waiting, there's no hesitation, there's no jitteriness, and this is the power of the Desire HD. Not only has it got all the features of Android that you could ever wish for, not only has it got the vast app ecosystem that Android now has that makes it fully functional and an extremely rich device to use, but it's so usable. You might find there's a lot of phones out there, a lot of smartphones in particular, that will have like a feature list as long as your arm, a giant shopping list of features that this phone has this, it has this, it does this, it does this, Google Maps, StreetView, Google Earth, etc. But if the user interface is too poor and unintuitive, or if the machine itself, the phone itself is too slow, yes, it's got those features, but they are so slow, they're unusable. With the Desire HD, you don't have that at all. It's so fast, it's so easy to use, and it's so slick that half the time you don't even know that you're doing it. There's a very minimal instruction manual that comes with the Desire HD, and that's because you don't need an instruction manual. You just get on with it and do it. Another example of something you can do with Springpad, and I'm sure you've seen this on many other applications like Shop Savvy, for example, but you've got the barcode scanner here. So if I take a book, a lovely love story, it's not my book clearly, and I do the barcode scanner thing. Ooh. Okay, now scan the barcode scanner, and a lovely love story by Edward Monckton comes up. And if I want in Springpad, I can save this, I can add notes, I can find out comparison shopping, etc. Again, the point isn't to show you that it can do that, it's to show you the speed and the effortlessness with which it can do that. If I wanted to add that as a note to Springpad, then I could do that. Same with Evernote. Got an Evernote strip down here, so I can do everything that I want with Evernote, including record photos, I can record voice, whatever I want to do. It's all there.